Do you think looks matter? No? You said no? I'm gonna give you a scenario and then you can tell me if looks matter. Okay, let's talk about you going outside looking like a mess, right? You just throw on a old t-shirt with some old sweatpants and some flip-flops and you like, let me run to the store real quick and let me paint the picture now. You're at the store getting whatever you're getting and bam, your ex walking to the store with his new girlfriend and you're looking a mess. How does looks matter now? Does it matter now? Yeah? Because we can argue right now. Let's argue about that. Welcome, you guys. My name is Ten. If you enjoy story times and fashion, you're in the right place. I hope you stay through the whole entire video and you learn something from this, that looks does matter. And you ever hear the saying that goes, you go outside with I don't give a damn clothes and you start giving a damn? Yeah, this is one of those moments because now you're like, dang, I'm outside looking like a mess and I just ran into him. Your whole day is ruined, isn't it? Because in your head, you're going to keep playing like, dang, why wasn't I dressed up when I saw him? Why wasn't I dressed? And his girlfriend is there. Now she's going to think I'm just like a bum bitch. Like, does looks not matter now? Yeah. So look your best when you go outside. I remember when I just came to America and I was like little, that was a big deal. Like me, my mom and her best friend at the time, me and her daughter was like growing together like sisters. And we were always taught, always dress your best. Like we used to dress up as twins and we was always looking cute going outside. It was not a joke. We had to be dressed up and looking cute at all times to this day. Like even if you were to see her pictures and stuff, you'll just be like, she's always been that person and I've been that person too because we are not going outside looking like a mess. We still dress similar to this day and we live states apart, but yeah, you gotta dress up at all times. Another scenario, imagine you're watching somebody's video, right? We're out, these days everybody's vlogging, everybody's recording everything, and you're watching yourself in the background of somebody else's video, and Lord behold, you see yourself looking a mess. What are you gonna think? What is that I have on? What's going on? Why do I look like that? How much people's gonna see this video? You start thinking about your looks again, right? Looks do matter. It does. Make sure you look cute in somebody else's background. These days especially. I'm not talking about looks as in beauty, how pretty you are, or how handsome you are. Like, that's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about when you show up in a room, when you walk into a job interview, when you're going on a date. Does looks not matter? Yes, it does. When you walk into a room, does a person know who you are? No. They're going off of how you look, right? So looks does matter. If you walk into a room looking like a mess, they're gonna start judging you. If you walk into a room all dolled up and you look cute and you look like you got it going on, are you not being judged again? Are you not being looked at? If a guy walks into the room right now, you're gonna be attracted to him based off of what? Looks. How he look, right? I know today's topic is a bit controversial, but at the end you're gonna agree that looks does matter. The way you present yourself can make people treat you good or bad. The way your personality is make people treat you good or bad, or make people want to get to know you or not. So let's talk about looks. Today's topic is all about, does looks matter? I had a friend one time, she met this guy and she like really liked him and she was like, oh, I don't like the way he dressed and it's not gonna work based off of what looks. And I was like, nah, like get to know him. Maybe he has a great personality. You can always dress him up how you want him to dress. Buy him some new clothes, or when he's going shopping, go with him and buy him new clothes. Yeah, you can change a person's outfit and make them dress a certain way that you like. You can. So looks does matter in that situation. And people love to say, don't judge a book by its cover. But baby, are we not judging based off of what? Looks? Are we judging based off of the cover? We don't know you when you walk into a room. We are getting to know you after looking at you. You walk into a room, first thing is, Wow. He got it going on. He looked like a decent person, right? Based off of what how he looks. He has on nice shoes, he has on nice clothes, he has on jewelry, but simple, not too loud. Because you can base somebody off of how they look by how ghetto they look, or how decent they look, or where they are in their life, you know? How young or old or age. You can do all of that based off of looks. So don't tell me looks don't matter, because it really does. The cover is the first thing you see when you look at a book. And you're going to base this off of what? The title, the, the author, all of that. So all of that does make a difference. When you walk into your room, a person does not know your personality like that, depending on how you walk into the room. Because I've seen some people walk into a room and you can be like, I remember one time I was all dressed up. I went to a meeting. It was like a I remember one time I walked into one of my son's school meeting and everybody was in there dressed regular, right? I don't know why this day I decided I was gonna dress up. I think I had somewhere to go, and I was just like, I'm going there first and I'm going out afterwards. I had on jewelry. I don't remember what I had on exactly because it was a while back, but it was like a cute little outfit. And this lady was just staring at me like she's just like she couldn't believe her eyes or something. And I'm like looking, you know, when you look away and then you turn your eyes and you see the person looking and they look away, it was like that. And I was just like I started to feel scared. I'm like, this is scaring me. Like, why are you staring at me like that? Are you trying to So I was just like, yeah, I was like, but that's based off of looks. Do you know how many times I've walked into a restaurant from teenage years until this very day? I've walked into restaurants plenty of times and have been given, oh, let me buy you, I'll buy her food. I remember teenage years, I walked into the store, Kennedy's, and I was trying to buy, I used to love Great Nut ice creams, and Kennedy's had that. I was so surprised they had Great Nut ice cream. I've never seen that anywhere else. So I used to go there and I buy Great Nut ice cream as a teenager. And this guy came in one day, he was like, give her anything she want in this store, I'll pay for it. And I'm like, what? And then the cashier guy, you know, they're young too. And he's like, at the time he was young, so he started packing up so much food into a bag. So I'm like, I didn't order all that. And he was like, did you not hear the guy? He said to give you whatever you want, he's paying for it. So I'm like, and that means what? And he's like, you getting free food. I was like, I'm not eating all that food. He's like, it doesn't matter, he's paying for it. So that day I ended up with a whole lot of food, and based off of what? Looks. Then another time I was out with my friends and we was at IHOP. We were young. We like to just pick random restaurants. So I had to work. I had like a job I had to go to that night because I was doing babysitting job at that time, and I had to babysit this little girl. And I went to the restaurant IHOP, and me and my friends were sitting down, and this guy walked in. I knew him, but I didn't really know him like that because it was like some guy I was talking to, his friend. And he walked in and he was just like, oh yeah, in here hanging out, blah, blah, blah. And then he was like, he was getting ready to leave because he was already there. And he was like, I'm going to pay for you and your friend's food. And I'm like, you are? So I'm like, let me call my man and tell him that his friend trying to pay for my food. His friend was, my man, which is his friend, was pissed. It's funny now. But yeah, he's so mad. He was like, what? He's not paying for your food. I was like, yeah, he is. He paid and left. But yeah, it looks does matter. Another time I walked into another restaurant and this guy was like, I'm gonna pay for your food and make your day. Another time, this was recently too, this guy was like, I walked in and he was like, wow, you're so pretty, you look so good, like. And then, you know, he did give me a whole handful of cash, like, here, pay for something. And he got up and he told the employee, he was like, oh, can the server, he's like, give her whatever she wants in here, anything she wants. And I was just like, okay, can I have some fried chicken with rice and peas? And he was like, that's what you want? Yeah, some oxtail, give her some oxtail. And I was like, I don't want oxtail, I want rice and peas and fried chicken, because that's what I had in my mind when I walked into the restaurant. So the lady was like packing the food and giving it to me, and then he's like, give her some oxtails or whatever. So I was like, all right, I'll take some oxtails, because I'm just like, I told you I wanted fried chicken. So anyways, I did get whatever I wanted in the store. And And they don't even be asking for no. Sometimes maybe one or two might ask, and sometimes some of them don't. They just pay for the food and I go. So is looks not mattering then? Because if I look like a mess, was he gonna pay for the food? No. The other ones, same thing, no. So it does matter. Or maybe it depends on who you are. I don't know. Because some people got it and some people don't. Don't argue with me. I'm just saying. Does personality matter? Of course it does. Because you can look all the way pretty. I've known some pretty girls who had bad attitudes. I promise you, I've met some. And I'm like, how do guys even talk to y'all? Like I don't even want to be your friend, but here I am hanging out with you. And there are people that don't have all the way looks and they have amazing personalities. And I would rather hang out with a person that don't have looks with an amazing personality than a person that have looks and have bad personality. And that's a fact. But that's not what I'm talking about when it comes to looks. Like I said, I'm talking mostly about showing up in a room and nobody knows you and they're going based off of how you look, like judging a book by its cover. That's what I'm talking about today. So today's message, I want y'all to think about this very much. If I were to go outside and run into my ex and his girlfriend, how you gonna look? How are you gonna feel if you look like a mess and that happens? Right. So put some thoughts into your looks. Okay, when you go outside. Make sure you're always dressed up. Make sure I did a video where I tell you if you don't know how to dress, you can go through one of my videos and you'll see it. How to dress up if you don't know how to. I think that's what I called it. But if you want to dress up and you don't know how to, let me tell you real quick. Go watch that video, but I'm gonna tell you real quick. Find your favorite website that you like to shop on and find a model that matches your body type and buy your clothes based off of that person. That is the best way I can tell you to dress up. Don't go outside looking like a mess. You don't want to. I remember recently too, I went outside. I just came from the airport and I had my hair done. And you know, I'm coming from, I think it was, I don't remember if it was Mexico or Jamaica, but I was coming from one of those. And you know, like it's so hot in those countries. So it's like the glue was lifting up off the wig. And I just sprayed some spray on and ran to the store real quick. Sprayed it and then it was laying down, but you can see it looks very shiny. And I had on full black, so I was like, ain't nobody gonna see me. I'm gonna run to the store. I gotta get something from the supermarket. Nobody's gonna see me, just in and out. Right? Because I think black makes you not visible. I feel like people don't pay attention to you when you wear too much black. Lies, they do pay attention to you because, like I said, some people got it, some people don't. This is not about that. And I walked into the store and I'm like, all right. I'm trying to hurry up, trying to reach for things. And this man kept staring at me. And I'm like, what is he staring at? This is so annoying. And then I moved. And then he came to where I'm at. And he's like looking for whatever he's looking for. And then I'm just like, the fuck he keeps staring at? So I'm trying to like hurry up. And then in my head, I started to think. I'm like, oh, it makes sense. Because the glue that I I look a mess. Oh my God, he must be staring at it. Like, what the... I started to hurry up because I'm like, dang, I'm starting to get attention based off of that. Like, I hope. And then he was just like, oh my gosh, I just had to let you know you're like so pretty. And I'm just like, what? And he's like, you're so pretty. And I'm like, oh, thank you. I'm trying to hurry because I'm like, please don't be staring at the glue. Like, right? And then I left and went to a different aunt and he was on the other side, but I was on my phone at this time now and I'm talking and he's like, from across the damn supermarket on the whole other side. And he saw me, he's like, and I was like laughing on my phone and he's like, oh my God, and you have a nice smile. And everybody turned around. I was just like, I turned around too because I was like, don't embarrass me like that. I'm like, like, so even if you're in black, you will still be noticeable, okay? So don't think that just because you wear all black all the time, you're not being noticed. It does. And like I said, looks does matter. Make it part of your priority that when you're going outside, you look your best. And I'm not saying you have to go spend a bag of money to look good. You can put yourself together and look good. Look at me. I have on a simple t-shirt and a nice little tube. I'm not saying I look like celebrity status right now, but, you know, a basic little look ain't too bad. Put yourself together when you're going outside. Throw on a nice little wig. If you need help, I can help you pick out. And I know some guys judge girls off of how high maintenance or low maintenance they are. I've seen it. I've heard it. We've all known somebody that does that. Oh no, no, she looked like she costs too much money. You gotta always spend when you're with her. Let me go with this one. She looked more natural. She looks more like I don't have to spend too much for her or to get her or while we're together. I've heard those stories. I know we've all heard that. And that's off of what? Yeah, go the other way. In all aspects of life, you do have to look your best. But I remember one day I used to go to this store all the time, and there was this guy that was working there. And I sometimes go up to him and I'd be like, "Can you help me to find this, blah, blah, blah?" And he would help me, and that was that. And then one day I went outside and I was like looking really, I was coming from somewhere with my friends, and I had to walk down the train station. So, mind you, every time I saw him, I was dressed up. This particular day, I was not dressed up. So I'm walking down the steps from the train station, and next thing I know, who do I see? The guy. We're gonna call him Brown Eyes. So he was standing at the bottom of the train, and I was like, I was like, oh hell no, he's making eye contact with me. So I started to turn around and go back up the steps. And when he noticed that, because our eyes locked, he noticed that I was going back up. He's like, no, 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 where you going? Where you going? And then I was just like, trying to ignore him. And he's like, nah, I'm talking to you. Come here, come here. So I went back. I was like, and I had to go down the steps anyway. So I was like, damn. So I just turned back around and I went down the steps. And then he was standing there. He was like, what's up? What's your name? And I'm like, I see you all the time. You never talk to me. You talk to me today when I look sweaty and it's like 90 degrees. I'm hot and sweaty. Like, why are you trying to talk to me now? And then he's like, no, you look good. You're fine. Can I get your number? And I'm just like, I didn't think I looked good that day, but maybe he thought so. I don't know. But always look your best. Doesn't mean you have to always have your nails done or, but you know, like just look put together. Like me in this video, I look a little put together, right? So just do your best at putting yourself together and look cute. Because like I said, go back to if you run into your man, your ex, and he's with his girl, and he's like, come, let me introduce you to her. I know your whole day, month, year is ruined because that's gonna play back in your head every day. Like, dang, I just ran into him, and I look like a mess. And his girlfriend, now she think I'm like, no, you don't want that. You don't want that memory. So listen to me when I tell you. Always be dialed up. Looks do matter. Not always about beauty and how pretty or handsome you look, but present yourself in a way that a person always remember you by how you look. Hope you guys enjoy this. Thank you. Look at these two videos. Tell me, if you see these, would it not make you want to continue to watch? Does it not make you continue to want to get to know me as a person if you see these? Because I've looked at other people's profiles and I'm like, oh, she looks cute. Let me go ahead and just check out her other stuff that she got going on. Yeah, we've all done that before. So don't tell me looks don't matter. We could argue all day. All day. We could argue, and I'm going to tell you it does matter. Not about your beauty. I'm not talking about that. That does matter sometimes to some people, but that's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about how you show up, how you're being judged by the cover of how you look on the outside, how you present yourself, how you dress on a daily basis. Yeah, it does matter. Even at my job, I used to always dress up, and people used to always look at me like trying to see like what bags I'm carrying, what outfit I have on for the day, what shoes. Like, yeah, they look forward to seeing what I had on, and I'm just like, eh. Now this new job that I have, I wear scrubs every day. I put on scrubs to go to work. Am I wearing those scrubs at work? No, but that's what I'm wearing to go to work because I don't want people. I just don't want the attention. I don't want people looking at me like, you know. So, and even then, I still get attention because when I show up to work in scrubs, they'll be like, "Oh, you look so different," and I'm just like. Sometimes they're like, "Do you have a second job?" And I'm like, "No, I just like wearing scrubs to work." And even the other day, I had on like some purple scrub, like the full set. And I'm standing by the elevator, and I'm just like, this guy was like, "Wow, you should wear purple all the time. It looks good on you." And I'm like, no. But I'm just trying to say to you, like, even the simplest way of how you might dress does matter, does get attention. You're not looking for it, but like I said, some people get it, some people don't. If you get it, you get it. If you don't, you don't. That's on you. But show up, show up, show out, dress up, show your personality, show how you like to dress. Show you're not doing anything for attention. You're doing it based off how you feel. I'm not saying we're nothing revealing to get attention, because this is not about getting attention. This video is not about that. It's about showing up, looking your best, feeling your best, and leaving an impression when you leave. You know? All right, thank you guys watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you like, share, comment, subscribe, and follow. Come back for more. I have a lot more to show you guys. Check out some of my other videos. Thank you guys for watching.